What happened when your partner didn't support your dreams? I sat at the kitchen table with my laptop open, scrolling through photography school websites while my coffee got cold. And when Tate walked in from work, he glanced at my screen and shook his head with that same tired expression I had been seeing more often lately. He dropped his keys on the counter and said photography was just a hobby and I should focus on getting a real job instead of wasting money on classes that would not lead anywhere. And I felt my heart sink because I had been planning to tell him about the scholarship I had applied for at the community college. The next morning, I woke up early and drove to the park with my camera, taking pictures of the sunrise through the trees while trying to ignore the voice in my head that sounded just like Tate telling me I was being foolish. And I spent 3 hours capturing the way the light fell across the pond and the ducks swimming in perfect formation. I came home with my memory card full of beautiful images and showed them to Tate on my laptop screen, pointing out how the colors blended together and how I had caught that perfect moment when the heron took flight. But he barely looked up from his phone and mumbled something about it being nice before asking what we were having for dinner. That afternoon, I called my sister Maya and told her everything while sitting in my car outside the grocery store. And she listened to me cry about how Tate made me feel small every time I talked about my dreams. And she reminded me that our grandmother had always said we should never let anyone dim our light just because they were afraid of their own darkness. Maya drove over that evening with a bottle of wine and helped me fill out 3 more scholarship applications. And we stayed up until midnight looking at photography programs online and talking about all the places I could travel once I learned how to make money from my pictures. The scholarship letter arrived 2 weeks later while Tate was at work. And when I opened it and saw that I had been accepted with full funding, I danced around the living room and called Maya first, then my parents, and finally I sat down and wrote Tate a letter explaining that I was moving out because I needed to be with someone who believed in my dreams as much as I did.